I mess up words and phrasing. One time I told my boss that somebody was eating me out instead of chewing me out. Neurodivergent traits that I hide in the workplace. I hide my difficulties with words and phrasing. So I need constant language use. Like if we are discussing something that has multiple names, either let me know what the multiple acronyms are, or the old name versus the new name, let me know. Otherwise you will completely lose me. Also, use proper nouns. Don't say take this and move it there, get that link, that PDF. No, give it a name. The PDF for X, Y, and Z. I have to know what we are calling these things. I am constantly terrified that I'm gonna say some sort of phrase wrong. And the most embarrassing way that this one has shown up is I mess up words and phrasing. One time I told my boss that somebody was eating me out instead of chewing me out. I cannot tell you how mortified I was. I knew what I had said as soon as I said it, but I couldn't take it back. I cannot spontaneously talk about something. I need to have an agenda before a meeting so that I can have all of my references open on my computer. I can't pull up thoughts and memories on command. So please don't ask me, did you do this training a couple of weeks ago? I don't remember. I have to look back at my notes. I need to have my word bank available. So I have a Word document that is just acronym, correct name, other names that it can go by, and definition of what this thing is, maybe also link or location to where this thing is. And I have to have it next to me when I'm having a conversation to be able to have the correct words available in my head and to not slip up and say something kind of embarrassing or phrased wrong. I am terrible at names, particularly other people's names, but also names for things. I have a tendency just to kind of apply a visual image to words that I see instead of ever verbalizing the word. So this is particularly difficult because I work from home. So a lot of times I'll think of my colleagues and my peers as their avatar image and the string of letters that I see, as opposed to reading the name and knowing them as their name, especially last names. And software systems, I'll have trouble knowing the name to the software system because I'll only picture the icon in my head. So those are things that I have lists for. I have a whole coworker organization chart where I have people's professional headshot photo, a photo of them that I took from a video call we've had so that I know what they currently look like, their name, how to pronounce their name, the nicknames that they go by, or other ways that I've heard them referenced from other people. And then I collect how long they've been at the company, what their last job was, what sort of skills they're known for having on the team, information about if they have kids or not, so that I can use that later to be friendly and have social interactions. I especially like to record what pets people have and the names of their pets and characteristics of the pets so that I can talk about their animals, because at least then I can have a genuinely engaging conversation with people where I'm interested because I'm talking about a special interest of mine. I have a lot of difficulty when I'm in a training and I need to do a lot of talking with you or worrying about making it obvious that I'm paying attention. If I'm focusing on that, then I'm not able to organize my thoughts and my notes as well. And because of that, I really rely on recorded trainings so that I can go back and fill in the gaps of when I was having to interact and socially mask. I need to know what I'm going to be learning about and the general structure, or at least the way that the presentation is going to be given. Otherwise, I am going to be spending too much of my brain trying to organize what's being said and how to structure my notes, and it takes away from being able to focus on what's being said. So like either provide an outline beforehand or have like major sections within the lecture. Otherwise, I'm not going to learn as well. And so this is another example of like why I really need trainings recorded to be able to go back and look back to and restructure things, reorganize things the way that it works within my head. And also I find that when I go back and rewatch things a second time, I can often structure things better than the way that the presenter did, just because of my ability to kind of complete puzzles and things and reduce large topics down to the main bullet points and key concepts. And so having a recording also allows me to go back and reanalyze the way that something was presented to me and transfer it into a way that's going to be more efficient for my brain. I often get emotional overwhelm, and I have a lot of guilt about this. So it's one thing to have the emotional overwhelm and be trying to work through it in the moment. But then if anybody catches on to the overwhelm that I'm having, I feel bad for having an improper reaction, and it normally pushes me over the edge to either cry or go nonverbal. And that is so embarrassing, especially as a female. If somebody's giving a training but I'm not following it and they're doing a really bad job, I won't tell them that I'm lost and that I'm not understanding what they're saying because I feel like it's my fault. This is fawning. I am more focused on you liking me to avoid some sort of future discomfort than I am on being present in the moment and true to myself and looking out for my best interests. I'm prone to intimidation and shame. I enter a flight mode pretty easily, and if I'm with some sort of an authority figure, I will struggle with being honest about what I'm feeling, and I'll be more interested in getting out of the situation and escaping than accurately representing myself and looking out for my best interest and covering my bases and getting the information that I need. I have a lot of trouble lying or avoiding questions. If I'm asked a list of questions, I don't realize that I don't have to answer every single one or that I can avoid saying something. To me, I should just be honest, and if I have the information, I should give it to you even if it places me at a disadvantage. I don't do anything on the weekends besides sit at home and recover from living life. So every Monday when we have a team meeting and we talk about what we did that weekend, I'm desperately trying to grasp for something that I did that would be appropriate to share at work to make me not seem like the old lady hermit that I am. I am constantly trying to hide my childlike personality that comes out when I unmask. I tend to get goofy, send bad gifts, make jokes that are probably not what other people are getting on their TikTok FYP page. I used to work in an animal hospital and at a zoo, so I have a lot of funny stories that involve animal poop and other disgusting bodily functions that I like to tell when I think I'm friends with somebody. I guess in general, I'm just terrified to show somebody the real me and have them think that I can't be taken seriously in a corporate setting because of my interests. And on the flip side, my childlike tendencies when I'm intimidated or I'm having some sort of a trauma trigger and I revert to a fawn response. So when I'm intimidated or I'm getting yelled at or anything that's going to trigger my childhood trauma, I get really non-confrontational. I won't correct you. I sometimes freeze when I disagree with a suggested action and get caught in this loop of I don't want to do this, and my autism really prevents me from doing something that I disagree with. But the idea of expressing that disagreement to somebody, nope. I really struggle to work when there is somebody there. So like, I don't do well when I am sharing my screen. Please don't ever draft an email with me where I'm typing and you're telling me say something like and not telling me exactly what to say. Please also don't make me spell anything in front of you. Cannot do math when somebody else is trying to do the math alongside me. I will have a panic attack. What symptoms of your mental health disability do you hide and mask and overcompensate for at work?